It's an interesting question. Do you really want the splendor of heaven? And the typical answer would be yes, right? Nobody wants to go to hell. In fact, there's a lot of debate as to why God, in his infinite love, would send somebody to a place like that. And I declare to you right now that God doesn't send anybody anywhere. The reality is that it's our choice. Okay? I say to you, and this might shock some of you, and there are a lot of people who even declare to be Christian who do not want heaven. They do not want new life. They say it with their lips, but their hearts are very far from it. And remember, when we get to Judgment Day, it's about our heart. It's not necessarily about our works. Our works do matter, but they're only a displaying of our heart. What does that mean? All right, well, let's think about it. I'm going to give you this demonstration. Some of you have heard this before. There was a man who went to heaven and hell. He said that he went to this place where the dinner table was set up and there were delicacies all around it. I mean, a great spread. Amazing. And the people sat there and they were continuously in torment because the spoons were too long. The utensils, the forks, the spoons, they were too long. So the people kept trying to feed themselves and they just could not get the food into their mouths. So it was eternal torment because they could not enjoy what was right in front of them. This was hell. Even with the delicacies, it was hell. And then he went to heaven. Same table, same background, same all of that. And the people sat there and they were enjoying it so greatly because they took the spoons and forks and they fed each other. All right. One difference. The difference was not the background. The difference was not the table. The difference was none of that. The difference was the mindset of the people there. Right? So think about that in today's day. We have some people who say that they want to be with God, when the very nature of God is to deny himself and to do things for others. Our lives, we are taught that life is about us. It's about our happiness. It's about doing what we like. It's about if there are toxic people around, you cut them off. You don't do for somebody because in truth, that's somebody taking advantage of you, right? There are so many things that describe life not being about feeding others. Even if you do feed others, it's with the intent of getting something back. Everything that Jesus describes in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7, the Beatitudes, it has to do with loving your neighbor, giving to those who ask. And when you lend to people, don't even expect to get back. When you really think about it, he's describing heaven. He's describing God. God who in his infinite form, he degrades himself so that you can know that he's there, so that you can benefit. This is not the life that many people proclaim that they want. It's not people who say that they want heaven. It's people who live that way. If we live a life that's about us, I declare to you that on that day of judgment, you're going to go where you desire. You're going to go to a place where it's all about you, where it's about you getting what you want. Because now hear me, if God were to bring you to the splendor of heaven, you wouldn't want to be there because you would be one of the people who is taking the spoons and the forks and trying to feed himself or yourself. That's what you would be. You would be in torment. And the torment, watch this, is not because of your surroundings. It's because of your own mindset. just know people aren't in hell because their situation is so bad, or because of, what have we got that's trending? You've got the virus, you've got murder hornets, you've got police brutality, you've got corrupt government, you've got the people of God are not who they say they are. We've got all of these reasons as to why we believe life is so bad. Life is so bad because that's your mindset. How do you get over life being so bad? You know what Jesus says? Deny yourself. Don't pick up that spoon and try to feed yourself. Pick up your cross and walk. The people who hate you, pray for them. If they persecute you, pray for them. Don't get up and demand justice. That's you trying to feed yourself. For the people who claim that they are for you, but they're actually despitefully using you, give to them. For the people who actually curse you behind your back, you know that they're saying negative things about you. Jesus said, speak highly of them. Do we do this, or do we get up on our social media and talk about how bad this person is because of what they say and what they do, and they're bad and this, that? We're actually living the exact opposite of what Jesus says to live. And then we claim that when we get to the end of time, that God is going to welcome us into a place where that is the norm, to speak highly of people who don't mean you any good. Why would God welcome you into that? It would be torment for you, because even now you don't want to do those types of things. So why would God force you for all eternity to speak highly of people when you don't even want to do it now? Why would God force you to love those who don't love you back? You don't want to do it now. Why would God force you into a life where you're not looking out for you and yourself and your best life now? Why would he force you into an eternity of that? He won't. He's going to let you go where you want to go. A life that's about you. A life that's about you getting yours. A life that's about telling people about how bad they are when they offend you. He's going to let you have that life. So, do you really want this? Remember when Jesus would ask that about people who were his disciples? Do you really want this? Foxes have holes. Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Do you really want this life? I'm not trying to turn you away from Christianity. I'm just trying to get you to consider. This is not about you. This is not about your happiness. This is not about you being blessed. It's not about you praying the will of God so that you can have a better life. That's not what this is. And if that's what you think it is, hell's waiting, because that's where you truly want to be. I hope that I've caused you to think about some things. Peace, guys.